There is an important update that millions of Americans, especially seniors living on fixed incomes, have been waiting to hear. According to the latest federal payment activity and Treasury processing patterns, a new wave of government-issued payments is being prepared, and February 11th is shaping up to be a key date in the distribution timeline. Many retirees, Social Security recipients, disability beneficiaries, and low-income households are now watching their bank accounts closely, wondering if they will be among the first to receive funds. If you rely on monthly benefits to cover essentials like groceries, medication, housing, and utilities, this update matters more than ever. Rising living costs continue to stretch retirement budgets, and even a modest payment can provide meaningful relief. Over the past few years, federal payments have followed structured release patterns designed to prioritize efficiency while protecting the most financially vulnerable populations. The Internal Revenue Service works alongside the Department of the Treasury to coordinate large-scale distributions, and when a payment window opens, deposits do not always arrive for everyone at the same time. Instead, funds are typically released in phases, allowing financial institutions to process transactions securely without overwhelming the system. Understanding how this process works can help you avoid unnecessary stress and give you a clearer idea of when money might realistically arrive. For many seniors, financial planning revolves around predictability. Retirement often replaces a steady paycheck with fixed monthly benefits, making timing extremely important. When a payment arrives even a few days earlier than expected, it can help prevent overdraft fees, late payment penalties, or difficult choices between paying for medication or keeping up with household bills. That is why discussions around the February 11th schedule have attracted so much attention. People are not simply curious, they are trying to plan their lives responsibly. It is also important to understand that the term stimulus has evolved. While earlier emergency payments were designed to address sudden economic shutdowns, newer financial support programs often focus on targeted relief. These may include adjustments tied to tax credits, recovery rebates, or special administrative corrections that ensure eligible recipients receive funds they may have missed previously. In many cases, the IRS does not label these deposits with dramatic announcements. Instead, they appear quietly in bank accounts, sometimes described in transaction records with technical language that can confuse recipients who are unsure what they are seeing. February has historically been an active month for federal payment processing. After the administrative slowdown that often occurs at the start of a new year, agencies typically move quickly to reconcile records, finalize eligibility reviews, and push forward payments that were delayed by verification requirements. This period also aligns with the early stages of tax season, when millions of Americans begin filing returns. That overlap can create additional opportunities for payments to be issued as part of refund adjustments or credit reconciliations. Many retirees worry that they might miss out simply because they do not file taxes regularly. However, federal systems have improved dramatically in identifying benefit recipients automatically. Individuals who receive Social Security retirement benefits, supplemental security income, or disability payments often have key information already on file with the government. This reduces the need for additional paperwork in many situations, although eligibility always depends on the specific criteria attached to each payment authorization. When analysts talk about who gets paid first, they are usually referring to processing categories rather than personal worthiness. Payments often begin with recipients whose banking details are already verified and whose eligibility has been fully confirmed through existing federal databases. Direct deposit recipients typically see funds sooner because electronic transfers move faster than printed checks, which must be produced, mailed, delivered, and then deposited. For seniors who remember waiting weeks for important mail, this shift toward digital payments has been transformative. It has reduced delays, lowered the risk of lost checks, and provided faster access to money when it is needed most. Still, not everyone uses electronic banking, and federal agencies continue to maintain paper-based options to ensure no one is excluded. The February 11th timeline is especially significant because it appears to fall within a coordinated payment cycle rather than an isolated release. When agencies align distribution windows, it often signals that administrative reviews have been completed and that the government is confident in its data accuracy. That kind of coordination does not happen overnight. Behind the scenes, teams spend months cross-checking records, verifying income thresholds, updating beneficiary files, and ensuring that payments reach the correct accounts. One reason these steps matter so much is fraud prevention. Federal payment systems are designed to protect taxpayers and beneficiaries alike. Every deposit represents public funds, and agencies must confirm that money is going exactly where it should. While these safeguards sometimes create delays, they also protect recipients from identity theft and administrative errors that could cause far greater problems later. For older Americans who have witnessed many economic cycles, the current environment feels unusually uncertain. Inflation has changed the way people think about everyday expenses. Items that once seemed affordable now require careful budgeting, and many households have discovered that their retirement income does not stretch as far as it once did. In that context, any additional payment becomes more than just a financial transaction, it becomes a form of reassurance. The emotional side of financial stability is often overlooked. When people know that support is coming, even if the amount is modest, it can reduce anxiety and restore a sense of control. That psychological relief is just as valuable as the payment itself because it allows individuals to focus on their health, their families, and their daily lives rather than constant financial worry. Another important factor to consider is how payment timing interacts with banking practices. Even after the Treasury releases funds, banks may take additional time to post deposits depending on their internal procedures. Some institutions credit accounts immediately, while others perform brief reviews before making money available. This is why two neighbors expecting the same payment might see it arrive on different days. Understanding this difference can help prevent unnecessary concern. A delay of a day or two does not usually indicate a problem. Instead, it often reflects normal processing variations within the banking system. Patience during this window is important, although staying alert to official correspondence is always wise. Many retirees have also become more cautious about scams. Whenever payment news spreads, fraud attempts tend to increase. It is crucial to remember that legitimate federal agencies do not demand urgent personal information by phone, email, or text message in order to release a payment. Protecting your financial identity is just as important as receiving the payment itself. As February 11th approaches, financial experts often encourage beneficiaries to focus on preparation rather than speculation. Ensuring that your mailing address and banking information are current can prevent avoidable delays. Reviewing account notifications regularly can also help you spot deposits quickly and verify that everything looks correct. Another reassuring development is the government's growing ability to correct past payment gaps. In earlier years, some eligible individuals were unintentionally overlooked due to outdated records or incomplete filings. Modern data matching has improved the system's accuracy, allowing agencies to identify those cases and issue payments retroactively when appropriate. For seniors who felt forgotten, these corrections can restore trust in the process. The February 11th timeline also invites a broader reflection on the role of social programs in sustaining communities. Retirement benefits, disability assistance, and targeted payments all form part of a larger commitment, one built on the understanding that economic participation does not end when a career concludes. Society continues to recognize the value of those who spent decades contributing through work, caregiving, and civic engagement. In many ways, these payments represent continuity. They affirm that the structures supporting older adults are not temporary measures, but enduring elements of public policy. Even as economic conditions change, the commitment to stability remains. Looking forward, the current payment cycle may influence expectations for the months ahead. When distributions occur smoothly, confidence grows. That confidence is powerful because it allows households to plan with greater certainty. Financial planning becomes less about reacting to surprises and more about maintaining balance. For some recipients, this deposit may serve as an opportunity to rebuild a small emergency cushion. Unexpected expenses have a way of appearing without warning, and even a modest reserve can make a significant difference. For others, the funds will immediately cover overdue costs, restoring a sense of order. There is also a quieter benefit that deserves recognition: reduced stress. Financial uncertainty can weigh heavily on both physical and emotional health. When support arrives, it often lifts that burden, allowing individuals to focus on relationships, hobbies, and the routines that bring comfort. As February unfolds, it is helpful to remember that payment cycles rarely conclude in a single day. Waves continue until all authorized deposits are complete. Observing this broader timeline can prevent the kind of anxiety that sometimes arises from expecting instant results. Another important aspect of these distributions is transparency. Over time, agencies have worked to communicate more clearly about payment expectations, eligibility frameworks, and processing realities. While no system is perfect, this openness has helped build greater public understanding. For seniors especially, understanding replaces speculation with confidence. Instead of wondering whether something has gone wrong, recipients can recognize that structured timelines are part of responsible financial administration. The question of who gets paid first ultimately points to something deeper than sequence. It highlights the government's ongoing effort to prioritize efficiency while safeguarding accuracy. When those two goals align, the result is a distribution process capable of supporting millions with remarkable coordination. As this cycle reaches completion, it is worth pausing to appreciate the broader picture. Each deposit reflects countless hours of administrative preparation, technological support, and policy oversight. Though the transaction itself may appear simple, the infrastructure behind it is vast. For older adults who have witnessed decades of economic change, the presence of these systems offers reassurance that support does not disappear with shifting headlines. Instead, it evolves, adapting to new realities while maintaining its core purpose. If there is one message to carry forward from this update, it is that preparation and awareness empower you. Keeping records current, monitoring accounts thoughtfully, and remaining patient during processing windows all contribute to a smoother experience. These small actions help ensure that when funds are released, they arrive without complication. And when that deposit finally appears, it represents more than financial assistance. It is a reminder that stability is still within reach, that planning still matters, and that support structures continue to operate even in uncertain times. In closing, the February 11th stimulus schedule stands as a meaningful moment for millions of Americans navigating the realities of retirement and fixed incomes. It underscores the importance of staying informed, remaining patient, and trusting a process built to deliver support responsibly. While economic conditions may shift and challenges may arise, the continued movement of these payments reflects an enduring commitment to the well-being of older citizens. Remember what this update truly represents. It is not just about who receives funds first, but about the reassurance that help is actively moving through the system. It is about the ability to meet obligations with greater confidence, to plan the weeks ahead with less worry, and to maintain the independence that every individual deserves. Carry this understanding with you. Financial support works best when paired with awareness and calm expectation. By staying attentive and prepared, you place yourself in the strongest possible position to benefit from the resources available. And above all, let this serve as a steady reminder that even in complex economic times, you are not navigating the journey alone. Systems remain in place, efforts continue behind the scenes, and the goal, always, is to help ensure that your later years are marked not by uncertainty, but by dignity, security, and peace of mind.